Oh god, it's gonna be one of those games, come on. And then John Cena was like, Sonic Senpai, I'm gonna put you through 10 different trials. One of those trials being, you have to suck my nuts and lick the taint. And I said, no, Johnny boy, please, I can't even see you, but I can feel the girth of your balls. And Johnny said, open wide. And so I did, and then I got ghost fucked by John Cena. And welcome to the entity. Hey, ever wonder what $5 gets you on Steam? Well, let me tell you a secret. It's not very much. Today we're completing the Entity. This game at least has some effort put into it, but it seems to be completely abandoned at the time of writing this. It still definitely ranks as one of the worst games I've ever played on this channel, so get out your shitty game bingo card. Bad design? Yep. Bad optimization? Yep. Glitches? You betcha. And decisions that any playtesting whatsoever could have fixed? All of the above. So let's start with the basics. You wake up at what I'm assuming is your grandma's house and has been invaded by aliens. All the photos are warped in MS Paint and your objective is to go find grandma in the basement. I know this all sounds like a joke, but I'm honestly on the edge of my seat shitting myself in excitement to see where this goes. You move around in pitch black areas with a phone light that needs to be charged every 10 seconds and glitches out constantly, making you need to reset the game all the time, collecting keys to unlock doors, to find keys to unlock doors, and occasionally entering a spooky place with either hell, aliens, or sometimes both. Once you stumble around the house like a drunk teenager at 3 AM, you eventually find the enemy of the game, whatever the fuck this is. Alright, let's get this jokes off. This looks like an STD personified. This looks like when you type scary into DeviantArt. This looks like when H.I. Geiger gives up. This looks like I'm not getting my money back. Anyway, the pathing in this game is so bad it honestly looks like they're going out of their way to avoid you at all costs. They move around in one room or hallway until they get stuck and sit sadly in the corner until you reload the game. This would be hilarious if they didn't also get stuck in the middle of doors and exits that you actually need to use, so it makes you play the game in a weird sequence to actually accomplish tasks. The keys are 1 pixel big and impossible to see, even though the game says that changing the difficulty helps, but I honestly didn't notice a difference. The notes are kind of interesting lore-wise, I'll admit, but still make for an annoyance since they're mandatory for completing the game. Where the fuck is he? Oh, there he is. Hey, blow up. Bro, dude's got fucking situational awareness of a rock. This game definitely has a weird Five Nights at Freddy's thing going on. We have a meter for a generator that powers the house. It goes down the more you use lights and charge your phone for a flashlight. This is actually a pretty interesting idea, but unfortunately the lights barely affect it. No, like actually, I had the whole bottom area of the house fully lit and it barely moved the bar. And the phone charging barely does anything either, so it's not something you'll ever have to think about. If the lights didn't constantly turn off, it would probably be more to micromanage and make the game somewhat interesting. Hey, blow up. Okay, this honestly isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, not the game. The game fucking sucks ass. I mean, just specifically this achievement. If they were just a collectible for extra lore, I'd think of them more fondly, but oh well, sucks to suck. The charging stations are hard to see, and if you turn on a light, it turns off 5 seconds later, which makes the most interesting game mechanic completely redundant. So, anyway, we wake up to an alarm at 3 AM to do our spooky TikTok challenges where we summon Logan Paul or something and walk over to the desk to pick up our phone, nabbing us our first achievement. Now, I didn't get another achievement until I finished the game, so let's run through it quickly. You run around the house, memorizing where keys are, finding notes, and avoiding several aliens dotted around the house. Some places will teleport you to events to give you a little bit of story. From what I can tell, the aliens crashed somewhere nearby and one of the aliens' fathers died in a crash or something. I mean, I'm in a fucking bathroom, but what the fuck?
I'm in danger!
Why? What is this fucking game? So, they want revenge. It also seems that the grandma became one of them in the process, so we locked her in the basement in hopes that she'll get better, and now for some reason we want to free her. We eventually get the code for the basement door through the notes that we find, but surprisingly, if you enter the code without passing the checks, the game has a failsafe to not let you in, which is kinda neat. This is where the game splinters off though. You can either try and find the basement cell key, which is nearly impossible to find, or you can walk back into the lounge room to find a newly spawned red portal in a previously inaccessible area. The red portal takes you to another hellscape with on-fire deers and bodies until you find an alien who puts you in a box forever or something, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing that this is the bad ending. Yep, this game has multiple endings. The good ending is finding the impossible to see key that requires some backtracking, walking down to the basement cell and letting out your grandma where she just says thank you and the credits roll. So that's fucking anticlimactic, I guess. So let's move on to the achievements. As I said, we get our first one for picking up the phone and we get another for reading all 10 notes. We then get another 4 achievements for unlocking all doors, finding all keys, opening the basement door with the code we found, finding out through flashbacks how the aliens got there. They crashed. Sorry to spoil it. And another 2 for beating the game with a good and bad ending. We also get 3 more for either letting our grandma go or killing her in the cage. And for the last one we have to beat the game without the flashlight. Kind of annoying, but I cleared it in about 15 minutes, so that's it, right? We did everything, I think. Wait, we only have 13 out of 21 achievements, so now it's on to the DLC! Yep, you thought we were finished, but fuck me, of course they decided to make a DLC, so let's get into that.
When I see you, it's on site! It is on!
So, how would you go about making a DLC even worse than the project it's born from? Well, let's start by expanding the map so it's basically open world and then shove 6 hard to see items in stupidly hidden locations, and just to top it off, let's playtest it less than the base game. We start off driving back to the house, but this time we're on the outside of it and it's daytime. We see one of the HR Geiger fuckers running into a blue portal outside of the house. Well, sometimes. It takes a while to get there, I mean if he shows up at all. So we follow him into hell, until he runs through a blue force field telling us we need to shut down both portals to be able to face him. So we walk around for half an hour trying to find the portals until we realize that most of the time they spawn in already closed, so you need to reset a bunch of times and hope you get lucky. You go into either portal and have to find 2 to 3 items per one and run back to the portal which closes it. And that's literally the whole DLC. It's not fun, it's buggy as shit, and I don't know why anyone released this. So you close the portals and run back to the wobbly alien man, and the boss fight is literally just a decision to either release him or kill him, just like the first game. So I was worried I'd have to play this game again, but fortunately they fucked up and left his trigger to choose the option in the same place, so I got both achievements at once. Oh yeah, right, achievements. That's the entire reason why we're here. Alright, let's get through what we got so far. So, as I said, we get 2 for letting the entity leave and or killing him. We got 2 more for picking up all objects in the yellow and blue portals, and another 2 for closing both portals, and the second last one was for entering the hellscape in the first place. So, what about the last one? Well, as a tradition on this channel it seems, we have to find some stupidly hidden object in fuck knows where. This one consists of finding a golden toilet in one of the maps or endings or something, who the fuck knows. I only figured out where the hell it was by finding a comment left by the developer talking about where it is, because apparently I'm not the first one to complain about this, so here's the solution. Go back to the main game, play through everything, find all the keys, decide to kill Grandma which takes you to the heaven ending, then if you walk in a specific spot into the PNG trees, there's a part without collision that leads to a golden toilet. It says something when you find it, but I actually had the game set to Polish at the time as a joke because I was sick of the game, so I have no idea what it says, but if I was to hazard a guess, it would probably be something like, I put more effort into modeling this toilet than I did coding the game, thanks for the money. So anyway, that was the entity. What are my thoughts on this game? Well, there's a giant list of stuff that's painful to sit through from a gameplay perspective, and the DLC is broken, untested mess that honestly should never have been made. But the main game, as bad as it is, still holds up in a sense that someone definitely tried to make a story and a functioning game with decent ideas. It was executed extremely poorly, but I can see the effort that was put into it, especially if this was a first attempt at game making or a kid messing around with the software. But I draw the line at charging for that on Steam, and like everyone else, I blame Valve for not being more thorough with what games they put onto the platform. If this was for free, I would never have talked shit about it.
Oh, that's spoopy. All the faces are blurred out. Oh, it's Doge! At least this game kind of seems short.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Like and sub to the video if you want more. It really does make a difference. And check out my Twitch where I play most of these awful games and come say hi. Peace!